So, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very, very special class. I have a very new guest, and she's going to be showing us some of the very rare secrets of nakshatras. And she's a very well qualified teacher and astrologer herself. And she's the first time comer to this channel, so I'm excited to know about her. So, help me welcome Anuradha. Hello, Anuradha.
Hi, Kapil. It's an honor to be a part of your channel.
Oh, no, honor is all mine. So how did you get started with Saptarishis Astrology and in the astrology world yourself?
It's astrology world. It was quite some time. It was way back. But Saptarishis, I met Sir Sunil Sir when Sundaram Sir had very good words to speak about him, and then started with the bookshop, and then started with my editing a few books for him. That's how the journey began.
Wow. And how did your astrology journey came about? How did you started liking astrology?
I don't know. I started with writing analysis from class 7, palmistry from class 9, wow. and then on.
Okay.
It's been fun, and it's been a nice journey.
And which astrology have you really felt attached to, like Parashara, Jaimani, KP, Bhrigu?
Honestly, I feel everything they're just streams of the same, river, ocean, whatever. So it doesn't matter. But yes, Parasharis, because I have read the first book that I read was Faldipika, so it was Parashari, then BPHS as recommended by teachers. So it was always more on Parashari than anything else. But now with the association of Sunil Sir for years together, it has also been Bhrigu astrology. So both of them.
Yeah, that's just a beautiful thing. So what are you going to be teaching us today?
Okay, Kapil, today we have a part of a course that we do get to teach people, that is Nadi Nakshatra. Now, for people who are very fond of predicting, though as I feel that seeing the Jatakam is more in terms of rectifying oneself, but we are very fond of predicting too.
Yeah.
Because probably that ascertains our value as an astrologer. So that there is one thing that Saptarishis has an exclusive right about is Nadi Nakshatra. Okay, because these nakshatras, all the 27 nakshatras have a tendency to be activated on some particular years. Till date, no one has been able to, get those years out.
Yeah.
Sunil Sir has those years out, and we teach that in a course which is a copyright of Saptarishis Astrology. A part of it I am bringing it to you and your viewers, and we can start off with Ashwini, because the beginning, over there.
Well, yeah, I'm actually in the 26th course that starts on June 20th.
Okay.
I actually got that course for myself too. So definitely people should get that.
We also, during the course, we also do online reading, not of charts, not a personal chart, but if people have collected data, then they put it, and then we tell you that this event happened because of why. And that is Yuvraj and me do it live readings. We do not ask people to send the data beforehand, or we do not do it. So that shows how far these nakshatras are actually activated during that particular period.
Okay.
And how it works. And Kapil, before we start, the lecture, I'd also like to tell you one small thing. There's certain nakshatras that are activated during a particular year, but being very strong nakshatras like those of Ketu and Rahu, they might not have something very too positive to talk about, But at the end of the day, you have to realize that they are the inlet and outlet of our karma. 1. 2, they are payback times. So if you have a certain amount of credit in your bank, a credit balance, that is, you have to pay to creditors, and you're able to pay it out, then your balance sheet is so much lighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
One more thing is that the bus does not stop there, because once that year is over, you will also be having something new, something better to come up. Because as night follows day, day also follows night.
Very true.
So if by any chance, you come across incidences wherein you feel that, health issues or problems in family come up, I really don't feel that we need to be very upset about it, because there's always another nakshatra which will activate in the next year or some other year, and will get you a good.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. Very true.
So on this note, we can start on.
Yeah.
We can start on.
Absolutely. Do you want to share the screen, or should I?
I'll share the screen.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. So this is the Ashwini Nakshatra that we begin with. And as I always pray to the deities before we move on, because we are just interpreters. We do not write anybody's bhagya.
Yeah.
So we know that the Ashwini Nakshatra is totally based in the house of Aries, in the sign of Aries, and it is ruled by Ketu. Again, the best part here is that we do not need to know the characteristics of the nakshatra to be able to predict.
Okay.
Though if you know the characteristics of the nakshatra, they'll help on to add a huge amount of flavor. But otherwise,
okay.
See, the first rule is that the 10th and the 20th year activates, and chances of death in the family or disease or maraka period gets activated. The 24th year activates, and it also activates Saturn simultaneously in that year. Or in 24th year, someone from past life will visit as an animal, or health issues can happen. You see, it is all or and or. It need not be that specific thing has to occur.
Okay. So the B part, when you said that also activates Saturn, so wherever Saturn is sitting, regardless of Ashwini Nakshatra, it'll get activated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Any planet or ascendant nakshatra in Ashwini implements itself in the 62nd year. So that it means that in the 62nd year, what happens is this nakshatra lets out vibrations, it is activated. Any planet that is sitting there will start showing its colors.
Okay.
So we have Mars in Ashwini. The 24th year, this nakshatra gets activated. We have the 3 years, that is 10, 24th, and the 62nd. 24th year, this nakshatra gets activated, and Saturn also gets activated. Okay, now you see, native started his first job but left soon, because Saturn is sitting in the 6th house of service. So it's also about job. Saturn is also sthira karaka, or it's a fixed karaka for service, job, and is aspected by the 11th Lord Mars. So 11th is also gains. But then if somebody can ask here is that why did the person leave?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Because you see, Rahu is aspecting Saturn.
Okay.
So Rahu from the 12th house of the natural zodiac.
Okay.
12th house also means losses. 12th house also means letting go of things. So Saturn and Mars gave him the job. but Rahu helped him to come out of it.
Okay.
We need to see all the aspects before we deem something good or bad, and nothing, no planet, no nakshatra, no star can give you what is not destined to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
In example 2, we have Venus in Ashwini. In the 46th year, health issues or job issues or court cases can turn up. Native left his job in March 2008, where there was an illustrious career. This paved the way for an unsettled career. Ketu, the lord of the nakshatra, is in 10th house with Saturn, which is the karma karaka. Okay, and you see Venus is the 2nd house of living and livelihood, and also the 7th lord of Padaprapti. So he should have had it. But can you see that Ketu is also in this particular chart being subject to the influence of Mandi and Gulika?
Okay, they're aspecting Ketu.
Yes.
So you have to also look at the position of Ketu as well with every chart.
Obviously, because Ketu is a lord of this nakshatra Ashwini.
So in the
when
previous
it is
chart,
vibrating.
so the previous chart that we saw, was there an influence of Ketu for him losing the job or trying to gain the job? You know, the one. So the Ketu is in the 4th house.
But in the 6th house of the natural zodiac.
6th house of, okay.
You cannot afford to miss. Many people make a lot of mistakes here because we do not take into account what the natural zodiac also has to teach us.
Okay, yeah, that's what I saw in VSPs too, where Sunil was using the 11th house as the 11th Aquarius as the 11th house, besides just being Aquarius sign. Yeah, okay.
And Ketu cuts.
Yeah.
It's a very nice nice something to remember, that Ketu cuts. So Ketu will also, you see, there's already an influence of Rahu, and Ketu is already sitting in the 6th house of the natural zodiac. So it is not going to be very fruitful, though it might give it its best.
Yeah.
Jupiter also aspects Ketu.
Okay.
He might not have left with acrimoniously, but he must have just given it up due to some reasons.
Plus, I noticed Saturn was in the 6th house, the karmic sign of Scorpio, and being the 8th lord of sudden events. So he got the job, but also Saturn brought the karma of suddenly losing the job as well. So, because Aquarius and Scorpios are karmic signs.
Yes. So it also, and moreover, you see that Jupiter, though, is aspecting Saturn, but it is aspecting from the 12th house again. So the losses would be something that, and Jupiter is sitting in its own house. So not that it will do a lot of harm, but will also not be able to, because it's a 12th house, the person would be piously letting go. It's okay. It's fine.
Got it.
It's a 10th lord. So 10th lord also, Rahu is aspecting the 10th lord, helped to get the job also.
Yeah.
Jupiter is the 10th lord. Rahu is with the 10th lord. Ketu is aspecting the 10th lord. So Jupiter in its own right could have helped him get the job.
Okay.
But sustenance path was taken over by probably Rahu, Ketu and Saturn.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
So
so do you want me to?
Yeah, we got this one, and then
we've got a final PPT for you, and that's Michael A. Fox. He, in his 24th year, we know that someone from past life will visit as an animal, health issues, or Saturn gets activated. Michael Fox is known for one of his very famous, romantic comedies, which is Back to Future. It's a time travel comedy.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was a commercial as well as a critical success. So you see Venus, which is the lord of the 10th, and the 7th house lord of public recognition, Moon. Okay, so they both of them, they are sitting in the 4th house, okay, and the Lagna for the natural zodiac. Ketu moves to 2nd house of wealth and livelihood and is aspected by 4th and 11th lord Mars.
Okay.
And mind, Moon is also Pada Prapti because it's the 7th lord here. And Moon and Venus get Digbal, that is, they are very strong in the 4th house.
Yeah, yeah.
In
exactly.
anybody. So all these things, you know, help him get the comedy. And you see, it's past life. So when you're time traveling, you are moving into your past life.
Exactly. Wow. But was there anything to do with the actual 4th house or no?
Emotions, no, it's not actual 4th house, but except for the fact that it is happening to himself because it's the Lagna for the natural zodiac.
Okay.
And it would also mean I.
Okay, and then happiness and comforts came through the movie. He made
Yes.
$1 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eventually there would be a result of the 4th house, result into the 4th house, but it's essentially the 10th lord Venus, which is, you know, the Karaka for your work, job, and Moon, which is the Karaka for your Pada Prapti, gain in status.
So we always should
7th lord.
concentrate more on which house the planet rules rather than where it's sitting.
It's a total mixture.
Mixture of things.
It's a total mixture.
Okay.
Yes. You take, because you take the ownership as well as the placement.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Because it will start with the ownership also and has to give results in the house that they are placed, right?
Yeah. And so Saturn got
Yes.
activated too at 24. So Saturn is in the
Yes.
sign of Capricorn of career. You can study it that way.
Yeah, and Saturn is in the Lagna itself.
Lagna itself, so the
So
fame.
it has to have, yeah, it has to, because name and fame has to be earned by you. You cannot live on the name and fame of your
Right.
parents or grandparents or anybody, your children.
Yeah. Perfect. Great.
And because Saturn is retrograde in this chart,
Mhm.
it is also shows one thing, that he has done something which is different. The time travel thing that he did back.
No,
to the
retrograde, he
future.
went back.
Yes.
You can say that.
Yeah, he went back. Okay, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
So
yeah, he went back. Saturn is time. He
Yes.
went back in time. Wow.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, I wanted to ask you, what's your perception on retrograde planets? Altogether, when people ask, you know, my Jupiter is retrograde, my Venus is retrograde, what is it the basic symbolism for being retrograde?
You talked about the love of my life. Retrograde planets are the love of my life. But see, what I have been taught is that they represent a lot of karma that you have not finished in some past life. The
Okay.
people will, you know, knife me for it, saying that how do I know there has been a past life for me? How, and so forth, so much. But I personally believe, coming from the system, believe that I do. And if you wouldn't be having a chart if you did not believe in past life.
Yeah, that's true.
And second part is that retrograde is Saturn means that there was some pending karma left to you in terms of your work that you did not finish in some past life, some time management, because Saturn is also all about time management.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn is also all about duty. So all these things, taking into account the houses that you have to see the rulership of Saturn, of which houses, the placement of Saturn in which houses, coming together to that, you see it is here in this chart is the ruler of first and second house. Okay, so that means the person has still some karma that is left with his own self, 1, 2, wealth management, family management, because it's also the ruler of the second house.
I see. Perhaps, I mean, if this is, I'll probably have to bring you back one day just to talk about retrograde planets, since this is the love of your life.
Okay, and yeah. So, anyways, so continuing further. So this guy could have had some debts to himself also, and he needs it. He needs to be more servient. Okay, less of an ego, more of a service orientation.
Okay.
Because again, if you see, Saturn loses its power in the Lagna.
Yeah, yeah. And is Jupiter doing anything during this time because it's conjunct Saturn?
Yes, Jupiter is strong in the Lagna.
Okay.
This guy, if you read, he will have gone places because Jupiter and Saturn together. One is the planet of expansion, and the other is a planet of structure. So any idea that forms in your mind has to have two kind of values to it. One, to project it, you need to have the structure to it. You cannot just build castles in air. You need to project it properly. You need to have a structure to it. At the same time, there needs to be idea. There needs to be resources for you to be able to work on it, which Jupiter provides.
Okay.
So if this guy's got his timing correct and has enough courage, because Jupiter again is the lord of the 3rd and the 12th house, and timings, if he get it correct because of Saturn, then he could be reaching places together because Jupiter and Saturn assist him in that manner.
Okay. Perfect.
You could read the double transit principle by Ken Rao Saab. He's written it very beautifully about what Jupiter and Saturn together do. When they look into one house together, that house actually blooms up.
Yeah. That's why the children come about, the double transit of Saturn, and I've also seen marriage too. Every time someone got married, either they were looking at the 1st or 7th axis or 7th lord or Venus all the time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So it is all about Jupiter-Saturn combination is important for things to materialize in your life.
Absolutely. Okay.
But since they're retrograde here in this person's chart, they will do it in a manner which is not traditional. Yes, conventional, and will be an out-of-box kind of an attitude that you would see.
Okay.
Rule B, in the 46th year, health issues or job issues or court cases will be seen, In 2006, he appeared in 4 episodes of Boston Legal as a lung cancer patient. Health issue.
Yeah.
Okay, the producers brought him back in a recurring role for season 3, beginning with the season's premiere. Now you see the 3rd house. What is the 3rd house? Okay, in his chart you see 2nd house Ketu and Venus. Moon is the Karaka. You will ask me where does the 4th house come into operation. Moon is the Karaka of the lungs also.
Okay.
It's the 4th house. The 4th house is also the torso, representing the torso. So, and that shows that it was health issues relating to that house, and most of the times you see in the case of actors and other people, we have seen that they work out such roles. So they were destined to play that role for some period.
Exactly. Somebody might think like, oh, this might happen to him. But no, he just played that role. Nothing happened to him in real life. So yeah, that's how these things work out.
But when they're walking, when you're seeing it on screen, it appears as if it is real life, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So he's worked it out. He's got into that role. He suffered some sort of agony because of that and things like that.
Also, if you notice, Rahu looks at the fourth house. So Rahu gives illusion of something
Yes.
that is not true.
Yes.
So it gave the appearance of lung cancer, but it's not true. So that's something
Yeah.
you can add.
Yeah, and you will see that these things start coming out more and more as we practice. These Nadi Nakshatras are so beautiful that more and I mean there is much. This is just a preview. There's so many years more to it that
Yeah.
But as you with the BGSPs, you don't need anything else. With the Nadi Nakshatras, also you don't need anything else.
Perfect. Wow. Beautiful. So, and then when is, if anybody wants to join the Nakshatra classes, what are the dates that the classes are starting?
The classes will start on the 26th of this month.
Okay.
And we plan, and it's like a 12 to 14 week course wherein we do 2 nakshatras every week.
Okay.
And then there are live chart readings that we do, but it has to be those live chart readings are pertaining to those particular nakshatras only, and the effect it shows in those particular years.
Okay.
We've had one batch who's just out. We'd had a Russian batch, and then we have one Nadi Nakshatra international batch who's just finished that batch, and they had a fabulous experience. They've had a fabulous experience.
Wow.
With the year.
Yeah, wow. Looking forward to it. So, and then so we'll just have you come in next month and talk about the second nakshatra. So thank you so much, Radha, for coming and sharing this valuable information.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely indebted. So thank you so much. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.